We'll bring y'all some shirts too.
Today I'm going to give away a free t-shirt, bring you a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, reveal the books I bought this week, and if I screw up, I'll blooper reel. Happy New Year, everyone. I'm Victor, and you are watching the Comic Hero Show.
This is not our... Yeah.
Welcome to this week's edition of the Comic Hero Show. I'm your host, Victor Nunley, and I am the Comic Hero. Coming to you from Clint's Comics right here in Monroe, Louisiana. And folks, this is the first episode of 2017. And I'm very pumped to do this. This is going to be a great year, folks. And as y'all can see, this is 2017 the Comic Hero tee. Now, there's a whole backstory. Now, you're probably wondering... Now, the reason for the color of this shirt, well, is because, and the flames, because 2017, I'm going to burn brightly. 2016 is dead and gone. Had a lot of peaks and valleys. But 2017, there are going to be a whole heck of a lot more peaks than there are valleys. All right. Let's kick things off like I usually do and give away a free t-shirt. All right, last week's episode, I asked who directed the first two Batman movies from 1989 and 1992. Well, the correct answer is the only person in this whole world that could love Johnny Depp more than Amber Heard ever could, Tim Burton. And 15 people have answered correctly, and because they've answered correctly, they've entered themselves in a drawing for a free tee in this week's episode. And that drawing takes place right now. So, the winner of the free Comic Hero tee for this week is Catherine Evans from Benton, Louisiana. So congratulations, Catherine. You win yourself a free Comic Hero tee. All right, here's the question for next week's episode. And this is a Spider-Man related question. And it's very easy. Well, it's very easy if you read Spider-Man or if you know of the whole Spider-Man mythos. What are the words that Spider-Man lives by, said by his Uncle Ben? Everyone who answers correctly will be entered in the drawing for a free tee in next week's episode of the show. Now, Katie DeSoto from Calhoun, Louisiana, has requested a Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight, and this one features two women who are completely opposites. One's crazy, and the other one's a spy. Representing DC, we have Harley Quinn, and representing Marvel, we have the Black Widow. These two are going to duke it out in a segment I like to call
the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
Welcome to the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown. Today it's Harley Quinn versus the Black Widow. Harley Quinn is a trained psychiatrist and skilled gymnast who possesses immunity to most toxins and diseases and utilizes weaponized props. The Black Widow is an expert tactician, martial artist, and secret agent who possesses slowed aging, an enhanced immune system, and is an expert marksman and mastery of various other weapons. She wields gauntlets that include a grappling hook, knockout gas, a taser, explosives, tear gas pellets, and a radio transmitter. Who will win? It's obvious that Black Widow would study info on Harley prior to the fight, but she's going to find out that doing that is pointless. Black Widow knows about Harley's immunity to toxins and diseases, so she uses an assortment of weapons. Harley dodges them all with ease. The whole time the fight is going on, Harley is doing a combination of talking trash to Black Widow and talking to herself. Feeling frustrated, Black Widow resorts to hand-to-hand combat. Harley blocks every punch and kick and even delivers a judo throw. Harley immediately grabs her mallet and attempts to knock out the Black Widow. The latter ducks the mallet and puts Harley into a sleeper hold. This hold would only last a few seconds when Harley unveils a buzzer with an incredible 20,000 volt charge. She grabs Black Widow's face and electrocutes her until the hold is broken. Harley Quinn wins, and that concludes this fight on the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown.
All right, well, I hope you enjoyed the Comic Hero Throwdown Showdown fight. And if you have a fight request for future episodes, contact info is down there. All right, for the first time in 2017, let's get to the comics I bought this week.
I was gonna say.
Comic books I bought this week.
First up is Justice League versus Suicide Squad #1. This is it, folks. Now, the Justice League find out that there is a Suicide Squad and they're about to put it into it. But just as they're going to do so, there is another looming threat that's about to take place. I got 2 words for you. Max Lord. Next up is Green Lanterns #14. This is part of the story arc called The Phantom Lantern. And Simon and Jessica are having a hard time trying to deal with this guy that wields the Phantom Lantern, who goes by the name Frank Leminski, who was in the Air Force nearly at the same time that Hal Jordan was. And he always wanted to become a Green Lantern. But then when he was tipped off by Volthoom, the first Lantern, about a Phantom Lantern being created by a wayward Guardian, he wanted to go ahead and get the ring, and that's exactly what he did. And he's wreaking all kinds of havoc somewhere in Dearborn, Michigan. And it's not easy for Simon and Jessica, or as I like to call them, the Green Lantern versions of Hunter and Dee Dee McCall from the TV show Hunter. All right, next up is Superman #14. Now, in the last story arc, they helped Frankenstein. Frankenstein shows up in Hamilton County at the city newspaper, and he tracks down an alien who was masquerading as the editor-in-chief of the newspaper. Now, Superman and Lois didn't know this until he unmaxed the alien, and they went after the alien and they stopped him. And in this called Multiplicity, all the Superman from different parts of the DC universe are being kidnapped, all except for one, the pre-Flashpoint Superman, who's in a New 52 universe, and it's up to him to save them all. Now, next up are 5 issues of the same book, and that book is Cyborg. And excuse me just a minute, I don't even know why I didn't bother to put these in some kind of order, but anyway, I have Cyborg #4. Cyborg #5. Cyborg #6. Cyborg #7. And finally, Cyborg #8. I love this book. John Simper Jr., who was previously a series writer on the Spider-Man cartoon from the 90s, is doing such a wonderful job writing it. The first story arc talks about, Cyborg finds out about a secret that his father, Dr. Silas Stone, had been keeping from him, and it has to do with in the event that Cyborg goes nuts. And he also learns how to channel his long-lost human side. And then also he'd been having nightmares, the nightmares that he thought was true, and he ends up leaving and destroying things. I just had to get caught up with this book because, honestly, I love this book. All right, now that's 8 I bought, which brings the total number of comics that I bought since December of 1997 to 7,668. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and here's a question for a free tee for next week's episode. What are Spider-Man's words that he lives by said to him by his Uncle Ben? Everyone who answers correctly will be entering a drawing for a free tee in next week's episode. And congratulations to Catherine Evans from Benton, Louisiana, who won a free tee in this week's episode. All right, it's 2017, folks. And my words of advice to each and every one of y'all is to live life better this year than you did before. Plain and simple. If there's something you want to do this year that you felt like you didn't really do all that well in 2016, go for it. If you want things to change, don't wait for them to change. Be the change. And if there's something that you want to change but you don't want to do zip about it, stop complaining. There's, one of my good friends had once told me that nothing changes if nothing changes. And most importantly, have fun. Laugh. Stop being so daggum serious. Life's too short. All right, I'm Victor Nunley. I'm the comic hero. I'll see you next week for episode 147. Right back here at Clint's Comics. So till then, be safe, be blessed, be a hero, and burn brightly. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode, and here's the question for a free tee for next week's episode. What are Spider-Man's words to live by that were said to him? Oh, fudge.